What's good, y'all? Shagan Makai. Welcome back to my channel. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Over here on this channel, we talk about basketball. So if you like NBA content, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and every subscriber helps. And today we're going to be talking about the New York Knicks and what I think they should do this offseason. And, just in general, to make their team just better in a future contender in the near future. So, when it comes to the Knicks, you look at that team and you're just like, there's not really a position that they're all the way good at. And the shooting guard, yeah, you can say in the shooting guard position they're pretty good. RJ Barrett is the guy for the future, pretty good scorer. Outside of scoring, I don't know what RJ Barrett does that's so, great. But he is a great scorer. He's going to be a building block for them in the future. But who do I think they should take this year in the draft? They, caught the short end of the stick again, and now they got the 8th pick this year. And, there's a lot of guys at 8th pick. This draft is deeper than a lot of guys suggest. They would have you believe that, beyond the top 3, there's nobody, but this draft is very deep. And, to me, there's a lot of guys they could take in number 8. They could take Isaac Okoro for some defense and some, slashing. They could take Tyrese Halliburton for some playmaking and shooting. They could take Cole Anthony for just an all-around scorer. They could take Devin Vassell for some wing defense and some shooting. There's a lot of guys they could take. Who do I think they should take personally? Personally, I would take either Cole Anthony or Tyrese Halliburton. And I would take, Halliburton over Cole Anthony because of the playmaking. Because Cole Anthony, he's not really much of a scorer. No, he's not much of a passer. I mean, his first, thing to do is score. He looks to score pick and roll. He looks to score in transition. He's a score first guy, which is no problem. But Tyrese Halliburton, he has the vision, and it's not like, LaMelo type vision, but he is a good passer. He has a high IQ. But to be honest, I'm picking Cole Anthony over him because the Knicks need, an automatic bucket getter outside of RJ Barrett. And, when you look at the Knicks roster, there's not really a lot of special pieces there. I mean, they got Julius Randle. Is he a fine player? Yeah. But $61 million over 3 years, that's not the contract that he deserved. And they only gave it to him because they had a lot of cap space because, they struck out on Zion and KD and Kyrie and any free agent of significance really last year. So, they got, who they got on the books? Wayne Ellington, Mitchell Robinson, Alfred Payton, Frank Ntilikina. When it comes to the Knicks, it's like, I know who's on the team, but I don't watch a lot of Knicks games because they're kind of unbearable to watch, and I don't want to see, my hometown team get done like that. I'm from New York City, so, coming from there, I have a love-hate relationship with the Knicks. It's like, I would love to see the Knicks do well, but I'm not a Knicks fan. Like, you're not gonna catch me in a Knicks hat, sharing Knicks tweets or anything like that. But, I don't really know much to say about the Knicks. They could, go for a lot of different trades this year. They've been connected to a lot of star point guards this year. They've been connected to Russell Westbrook. They say that, the Knicks are saying that they want to take on a big contract. I'm not really sure why they want to do that. I'm not sure why they want to take a star that's in their 30s, because they also talking about taking Chris Paul. And would Chris Paul be a good mentor, like veteran mentor, who can also still play at a high level? Yeah, but what are you going to trade outside of RJ and Mitchell that really has any value? You're going to trade Kevin Knox? And, Kevin Knox is a real big disappointment because I was thinking he was going to be the next Jason Tatum. And, that was a younger me, a younger, naive me. But I just saw the play style, the body type, and I was just like, maybe he's the next JT. Obviously, I was wrong. He averaged about maybe 6 points this season. But, the only big move that they can make to really make a splash is trade for Russell Westbrook or trade for Chris Paul. And, what are they going to trade? Because they say RJ Barrett and Mitchell Robinson are untouchable. And, let me talk about Mitchell Robinson for a second. He's going to be one of the best defenders in the league, best interior defenders in the league, because that dude is very athletic. He's sneaky athletic, because you wouldn't think. But he has very long arms. He's going to block a lot of shots, contest a lot of shots. And he's going to be great in pick and roll for years to come. And the Knicks really got a good guy in him, and they picked him late. But, is he some special offensive talent? No, but he's a very, very, very good defensive player. He's going to be solid in the pick and roll for years to come. Huge lob threat. But they say that they're not going to trade RJ Barrett or Mitchell Robinson. Like, they're completely, untouchable in trade. So what value outside of them do you really have? Does the team really want Julius Randle and Wayne Ellington and Kevin Knox, Elfrid Payton? Like, what do you really have? You can't trade the draft pick. They got Dallas' draft pick next year, I believe. Dallas' first round pick. But Dallas is going to be good, so the pick isn't going to be that great. So they'd have to trade if they can convince, Houston or OKC to, for a trade for Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul, they're gonna have to give up Kevin Knox, Julius Randle, Elfrid Payton, and maybe that Dallas pick. But again, I don't really understand where that comes from, because why are you gonna take on a superstar's contract when you should be getting as much young guys as possible? Because they got Mo Harkless in the trade for Marcus Morris last year. I think they should get rid of Mo Harkless because, yeah, he's a good wing guy. He's a great, defender and all that. But the Knicks need to, stack up as many young guys as possible and see which ones are building blocks for the future. Frank Ntilikina was one of the worst draft picks in the Knicks' recent history. I'm not really sure why they picked him, because the Knicks, for some reason, they always just go with the most random pick. Not completely random, but the most out-of-box pick. People forget, but Kristaps Porzingis was an out-of-box pick. He wasn't really on anybody's radar, especially that high. It just happened to work out. But I don't know if the Knicks thought Frank Ntilikina was going to be some French prodigy or something like that. I don't really know why they even picked that guy. I was shocked during that draft, but, he doesn't really give you a lot of value. I think he can play a little defense, but offensively, he's not really much. But the Knicks need to focus on a point guard for the future. So this year, you draft Cole Anthony. You see if he's the guy. I'd give Kevin Knox, one more year to really show that he can do something. Can he improve? I'm gonna need at least 12 to 15 points per game from him. If you bring in Cole Anthony, Cole Anthony is box office. Cole Anthony is box office. He's an exciting player to watch, and he's gonna give you a lot of points. But it might not be on the best shot selection. He's not gonna really play make for you. He's not really gonna defend well for you. Is he a solid defender on ball? Of course, but the short wingspan, the little T-Rex arms, it worsens his impact on defense on ball. So what should the Knicks do this offseason? They need to really work, see what they can get in free agency. Can you get a Fred VanVleet? Fred VanVleet, don't overpay him because he's going to want the bag, but can you get a Fred VanVleet? Yeah, the Knicks got the money for that. But just the Knicks need to focus on, strengthening their young guys. They need to build around R.J. Barrett and Mitchell Robinson for the future. And don't, budge on them. Don't listen to any trade offers for them. Because knowing the Knicks, they're just going to, budge on R.J. Barrett or Mitchell Robinson and just do a lot of terrible things with them. But the Knicks they just trash, man. I don't really know. I don't know something they can do in the next 1 to 2 years that can have them even back in the playoffs. It's going to take a while for the Knicks to get that good. And I just think it starts with getting the highest quality draft picks they can. And they don't need veterans. This is not a team that needs veterans, veteran leadership. This isn't an up-and-coming team. This is a team that's at the bottom. And, I hate to talk about, my hometown team like this, but they've just been trash for as long as I can remember. And, they need a new owner, man, because James Dolan, stars are not going to come when they see there's, mismanagement in the front office. When you have an owner like that, he's doing you a disservice by still being the owner. And they just got a new, president of basketball operations, a GM or whatever, Leon Rose, who was an agent. And, what has he really done besides sign Julius Randle to a $61 million contract? He hasn't really done much. So, my final verdict on the Knicks, draft Cole Anthony. He's going to give you a lot of points. And then just basically, I don't want to say tank, but y'all should not, be going super duper hard in every game, honestly. Y'all need to get the best draft pick y'all could every year for the next couple of years. And, stack them. Just stack all them high draft picks. See if you can trade up in the draft. Yeah, that's another point. If you can trade up in this draft, because, the Knicks, they like James Wiseman. They like LaMelo Ball. I'm pretty sure they love Anthony Edwards. So if you can possibly trade up in this draft, and, what's the value? What would you have to give up to trade up? Because Golden State is looking to trade down, actually. So would you give Golden State the 8th pick? Would you give them Julius Randle, Kevin Knox, Elfrid Payton? I'm pretty sure there's a package that the Knicks can, get together that the Warriors would listen to, but I'm pretty sure there's stronger packages for the Warriors to listen to out there. But let me end this video. My final verdict on the Knicks: draft Cole Anthony, get rid of Mo Harkless. You know, don't re-sign Bobby Portis because he's not really all that great. And just get your cap right, stack them draft picks every year, and really just hope for the best. Get the best talent you can get. Don't worry about the fit. The fit is gonna matter later. Get the most talent you can get in every draft that y'all have high picks in. Get the most talent, and then worry about the fit later. Don't budge on RJ Barrett. Don't ever budge on Mitchell Robinson, and just stick with Cole Anthony, RJ Barrett, and Mitchell Robinson going forward, and y'all gonna be, I don't want to say y'all gonna be all right, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, if you take to the end of this video, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.